Thank you, Rashid, for this. And I'm extremely grateful to Professor Jha, Professor Peggy Mohan, Professor Faruqi, and Professor Ira Bhaskar for agreeing to come here and discuss the book with me. This is the first book release event that I'm having, despite this being my fourth book. So I'm a bit nervous and I was likely to make mistakes. So I've written down a few points that I wanted to basically talk about. So please excuse me if I'm reading. We live in the age of alternate reality and opportunist history. And given the way things are going, who knows what we will remember 10 years from now about our history. So the Hindi Heartland is my attempt to record the historic legacy of coexistence and independence. I believe it is important to do so because the commonly held idea of India, its history, culture, society, language, food, fashion, politics, everything comes from this region. It has been a cradle of two of India's primary religions, Hinduism and Islam. The most sacred Hindu texts emerged from this region, which is also home to the holiest of Hindu pilgrimage sites, then of course Ganga. However, not many people know that outside of Arabia, the maximum intellectual and ideological exertions in Islam happened in India's Hindi Heartland. Shah Waliullah created a non-Arabic Islamic identity in the 18th century, which eventually created conditions for both the theological seminary in Deoband in the 19th century and a proselytizing movement, Tablighi Jamaat, in the 20th century. The concept of political Islam, popularized by Egyptian Muslim Brotherhood, also emerged in the Heartland in the form of Maulana Mehdudi's Jamaat-e-Islami. The third religion that the Hindi Heartland incubated is Buddhism, today the source of Government of India's outreach to Southeast Asia. A region which was capable of generating complex ideas also had a large heart. It received and absorbed external influences, turning them into something uniquely its own, which is why the Hindi belt thrived in diversity, nurturing the principle of khud jio auron ko bhi jeene do. However, today the same diversity is being used to create a rift among people by planting the seeds of historic differences. Religion is being weaponized for political purposes. Because the RSS and its extended family wants to change the idea of India, where tolerance was not a virtue but a way of life, I think the Hindi Heartland is that petri dish in which this new idea is being germinated. And that is what makes the Hindi Heartland, the book, both timely and important. The Hindi belt has a history, 600 years of Muslim rule, which can be subverted, demographic diversity, which can be exploited, and economic backwardness, which can be blamed on the first two. All of this makes this region politically very important for the present as well as for the future of India. While in the last century, Gandhi came from Gujarat to Champaran to start his national political career, in this century, Modi came from Gujarat to Banaras for his. Whatever the naysayers may say, the Hindi belt is indeed the heart of India. And it is not the language alone, as I hope we will see in the discussion that follows. So this basically sums up what all I have included in the book. It's a quick race through the history from the advent of the first Muslims in the Hindi belt till the present moment. As an aside, I just want to make a small point. When I was towards the finishing line of this book in the late 2023, there was a lot of sorrow which had taken hold of my heart, and that was driven by the situation in Gaza. So a lot of that sadness has also permeated in the concluding chapters of the book, where I could not disconnect what is happening in India from what was happening in other parts of the world. So thank you so much for this opportunity to talk about the book.
Thank you.